You are Locked On Astros Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Had to have it, needed to have it. All of the wants tonight. We're getting a victory for the Astros, and that's exactly what they did to wrap up the 4-game set in Baltimore, securing the series split and finishing the season, the regular season, 5-2 against one of baseball's best teams in 2024. As the Astros now will continue the road trip down to Philadelphia to play the Phillies for the next couple, or up to Philadelphia, I should say, for the next couple of days, or for the next 3 days in Philly against a team that they beat in the World Series back in 2022. Hello, and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast on a Sunday night. We don't get a lot of these. The Astros typically, of course, play regular, like everybody else, day baseball. Got picked up for Sunday night baseball tonight, and you and I get to be here on a Sunday night. Next few nights will be a little bit earlier, of course. The Astros in Philadelphia, those games start a little bit earlier. But we got a lot to get to tonight. Hopefully we'll get an update on Mauricio Duban because that was one of the significant plays in the baseball game. This episode tonight, by the way, is brought to you by SupplyHouse.com. It's the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, h-vac, or electrical job, and get fast shipping from coast to coast at SupplyHouse.com. So let's go through it all. First off, simply this. They needed a win tonight in the worst way. You know, the last couple of days were rough, whether it was the Abreu grand slam, giving up a lead. They looked like they were going to have a slam dunk win that night. Or yesterday where, you know, it just, another one of those games that you looked at and you said, should have won it. You could feel that this team should have gone 7-0 against another team. That's okay. It didn't happen. Obviously, yesterday, you know, one defensive play made a big difference for the Astros in the baseball game. That's why they lost. Today, they did everything right. Kikuchi, we'll talk about him in a bit. Overall strong, outside, of course, giving up the 3-run home run. I mean, look, the Astros pitching staff tonight, they did its job. They gave up a whopping 2 hits to the Orioles. Whether it was Kikuchi giving up, literally the only 2 hits in the game. The bullpen behind him was fantastic. Good to see Hector Neris back doing his thing. Brian Abreu, good bounce back. He had to have that one. And then Josh Hader decided to come out. And you could tell there's a little bit of smoke behind that tonight. Now, remember, Josh Hader was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, then traded to the Astros, then traded to the Brewers, then played with the Brewers, then traded to the Padres, now back with the Astros. What a win. What a whirlwind. He's throwing like 100 there in the ninth inning. He had a little juice. But let's talk about the good things. I should say the whole thing's good. 70-60 now on the season of the Astros. They stay 4.5 games up because the Mariners did win earlier today. I was in the gym watching the ninth inning. They had it up on MLB Network, and I was like, come on, Seattle, find a way to lose this. And it just did not happen. Home runs tonight were the story for the Astros there that gave them the win. They had a couple of bombs there from Alex Bregman and Yainer Diaz. Yainer's ball, I don't know if it's landed yet. I think the only home run an Astros hit that's been further in that ballpark was Correa back in, was that 2017 or was it 2019 that he hit that ball like 470 something up there? Like 455 tonight for Yainer? Stupid. He made a park that is now incredibly difficult to hit the ball out of all the time in left field. Like, looked like that was a cakewalk. He's been so unbelievably good. Both of them. It's great to have Bregman back and, of course, playing third base. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way for me. The way that he keeps playing, Alex Bregman's reeled me back in. I'd like to see them get something done and keep him. I don't know if I want to live in a world where they got to play Whitcomb or DeCinzo or whoever at third base every day next year. I'd just rather have the guy that I know is going to eventually, even if he starts slow and it's like he's really, really, really bat-wise looked like the great Alex Bregman that we know. And am I getting sucked in at a point of the year where, we're getting close to the end and I'm thinking about that end, and then also he's just performing. Yes, it's happening. I'm forgetting about the early portions of the season. This isn't about Alex Bregman's contract, though, the entire time. I just wanted to mention it. He's buying me back in. At the heart and the soul of the team to an extent. And what he means, he matters. You can't go crazy, I know, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice if they just stopped handing out stupid contracts to players that weren't theirs and sign one of theirs that we all love and appreciate. And, having a lot of fun watching him and having a lot of fun watching Yainer Diaz as well. Yainer Diaz has been, one of the best hitters in baseball now for the last, 3 months, basically. He's been unbelievable. 16th home run of the season tonight. He's going to end up, and I am sorry, I might start sneezing here in just a second. I'm going to hit the mute for a second. Apologies. And there might be another one in a second because usually I'm a person that if I start sneezing, I get like 2 or 3 of them in a row. So again, apologies in advance. If you're listening to this on podcast, it's not the same as it is on YouTube. If you're new to the channel tonight, by the way, please hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. We continue to grow this channel, which I have not checked our number in a few days. You guys have been great. We also do not just Astros. Oh, man, we're climbing towards 1,800. Come on, you guys got it. 1,800 subscribers. We can do this. We can do it. Yes, we can. Just like the Astros can win tonight. Keep hitting that button. Spread the word. Spread the love on the Locked On Astros Postcast. But again, we don't just do this for the Astros. There was a Texans postcast yesterday. We'll have those, of course, this season. Coming up this next Saturday, we're going to have Astros and Cougs on the same night. Looking forward to that. And, of course, Rockets basketball when the Rockets get back into action as well. We're going to be very busy. Very, very busy for the next couple of months. It'll slow down quite a bit in the winter because you won't have baseball every single night. But we'll still be around. This channel will still be live throughout the winter. I was putting down together my numbers per month. It's anywhere between like 15 and 20 shows per month that we'll still be doing when baseball season's not going. And we'll be talking other sports, which I always appreciate. But I am in the thick of it like you guys are with the baseball right now. And I enjoy when they win. Who doesn't enjoy when they win? It's a lot better when they win. It's nice to come on here and be happy and smile and be able to talk about Alex Bregman hitting the ball over the fence and Yainer Diaz being one of the best hitters in baseball for the last few months. Everything feels right. Everything clicks in the world. The pitching staff doing its thing. And you really go look at the series as a whole. Again, outside of the Abreu moment in the Friday night game, they gave up 0 runs on Thursday. As I mentioned, one swing of the bat gave up 4 right there from one pitcher on Friday. Yesterday, they gave up 3 and lost. Today, they gave up 3. Other than, I think, one game in that sweep at Minute Maid Park where the Orioles scored over 10, but the Astros scored like 14, they held down a lineup that's got some really lethal bats in it. You hope that that's something that, because these two teams could run into each other, of course, in October. And I can't say that you don't want to, you would never fear anybody. The Astros shouldn't. The Astros as players and as a team don't fear anybody. You as fans, might have a fear for a certain team or whatever. I keep watching the American League now and the way that the Astros overall are clicking together. And it sounds like moving in the right direction to getting Kyle Tucker back in the early portions of September. You get all that with the way that they're pitching. They're going to go in, depending on how the draw turns out with standings and everything. But they're likely going to go in the eyes of most people as the favorite. I know that there's teams with a better record. We'll see what happens with the Central teams. The Astros now, if you're looking for the second best record in the American League to secure a first-round bye, today is the 25th. They got a lot of work to do in a short period of time, but they are 5 games behind Cleveland for the second best record in the American League when it comes to division winners. Not overall. Baltimore actually has the second best record in the league because they've won one more game than Cleveland. They're a half game better technically because they're one more in the loss column as well. But that's something that you should still be striving for if you're the Astros. Of course, the road ahead, not the easiest of things because they're off to Philadelphia now. They're going to be playing Kansas City here soon, who's been playing good baseball and is in the thick of it in that Central race as well. They are going to be tested. But right now, with the pitching alone that they are getting, it feels a lot like the best version of the Astros, whether they're winning a World Series in 2022, whether last year they're getting through, the first round of the playoffs, the ALDS, because of the pitching. And they're pitching to that level once again, and it has me very, very confident for how this team is rolling. Let's continue the discussion on the win tonight. Let's talk Yusei Kikuchi and what he did tonight, again, for the Astros. We'll do that next year on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, h-vac, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trade Master program. Every Trade Master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. Locked on Astros Postcast after a win tonight on a Sunday night. Thanks for taking some time on your Sunday night. Appreciate you guys getting in here and watching the show live. I, of course, am your host, Michael Connor. We're with you after every Astros game, almost every single Astros game. Occasionally we have a conflict, like we did Friday night. But I am not planning on missing another game this season, including missing another game this week. If you're looking for this show when it comes to its podcast audio form, go ahead and search Locked On Astros anywhere that you get your podcast. And guess what? It is free. Everybody loves free. I love free. Yeah. And you can get this show for free anywhere that you get your podcast. Of course, when you're searching for that Locked On Astros show, you'll get this show and the Locked On Astros show. That's Brett and Eric doing a wonderful job covering your Astros as well. Check out their show, please, and thank you. And then check out this show as well. Also, go hit subscribe to their YouTube page and hit subscribe to this one as well. It's just Astros family right here, talking Astros baseball almost every single day. The Astros tonight, Yusei Kikuchi on the mound. Of course, gave up the home run. Something that he's been susceptible to. But overall, another strong night. He just cannot find a way to get through 6 innings so far with the Astros. It's the only thing that's been for him. But tonight gave up 3 runs on 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's dropped his season ERA back down to 4.39. You go look at his game logs now as an Astro. And look, he's been good. He's been really good. Like I said, the only thing he can't do so far is get through 6. He's gone 5 2/3, 2 runs. He's gone 5 1/3, 2 runs. 5 2/3, 1 run. 5 2/3, 1 earned run. 5 2/3, 3 runs. The only thing that they could ask more out of is finish the 6th inning. It happens. Pitch counts. I don't know if he's necessarily ever going to be an incredibly pitch efficient guy when it comes to pitch counts. He's gonna run it up there to where it starts to become an issue there in that 6th inning. But we've done this show multiple times. Just go look at his ERA. Every time he's taken a start. Here's where his ERA sat going into each start with the Astros. It sat going into his first one at 4.75. After his first, it dropped to 4.67, 4.62, 4.49, 4.37. It actually went up tonight. I'm sorry. Went up to 4.39. Wow. What a slacker. He's upped his ERA. Dang. But overall, with the Astros, they got the trade right to this point, and they look smart for it. We all crushed. They might not look as smart down the road if one of those guys, becomes an all-star multiple times or something. But for what this team needed, and they said it, they preached it, their evaluation's correct. They needed somebody to help them stabilize the rotation, to go out there every fifth day and know what you're going to get out of him. And basically, to this point, you know what you're going to get out of him. He's going to work into the sixth because he can't work through it so far. And he's going to give up 3 or less. He's done that in every single start. He's 2-0 through 5 starts with a 2.89 ERA. The win tonight, by the way, went to Hector Neris in his first game back with the Astros. Which, again, it was so nice to see Hector back. And he looked good. He looked really good. That splitter was splitting all over the place. But Kikuchi's control, whether you can see some of the mechanics, I think that they've worked on a little bit. Just fine-tuning things. Pitch usage, of course, matters for him as well. He's just been a completely different pitcher with the Astros than he was with the Toronto Blue Jays this season. Right now, he's got a whip as an Astro of a flat even 1. And this is a guy that every season in his career, 1-5, 1-3, 1-3, 1-5, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3. That's for this year as well. But the career 1-3-6 whip, a flat 1 with the Astros because he's not getting hit around. I mean, again, batting average against, and that was one of the things I always brought up, is he's a guy that typically just gets hit around a lot. Batting average against, just run through his career, 295, 238, 243, 243, 255, 254, 272 this year with Toronto, 254 overall for this year. With the Astros through 5 starts, the batting average against, 175. A lot of it's on the pitcher executing, of course. But look, they got the fairy dust. They still do. Every once in a while, you get some guys or I'll get some tweets about Brent Strom this, or Britain still complaining like they should have Brent Strom here. Like one game goes bad and I should have kept Brent Strom. They won a World Series without Brent Strom. They keep bringing guys in, and their evaluation and their work on these guys, it's pretty spot on. Kikuchi's the latest example. Hey, real quick update, too. Chandler Rome just tweeted it from The Athletic. Mauricio Duban will be sore tomorrow, but Joe Ibotta seemed to think he escaped any serious injury. Doctors checked him, and everything was okay. So, good news on Mauricio Duban. Sounds like no problem there for him. Man, what a play that was. They've had some great plays this year in the field, whether it was the Loperfido catch earlier in the year. Jake Myers has had some incredible jumping catches at the wall. That Mauricio Duban catch might be the best catch of the season. I mean, just unbelievable. It's too bad Mauricio Duban, his name wasn't Chuck Norris in that spot, because the wall probably would have been scared from him and run from him. Now, but what an effort. 130 feet covered. He was below 20 feet per second on the sprint speed. That's why you win a Gold Glove. And that's a guy that has struggled mightily at the plate in the last couple of months. I mean, he was so red hot and so good early in the year, hitting the baseball, and it went in the tank hard. He's starting to find it a little bit at the plate, but those are the kind of moments that you have that continue to bring your value to the baseball team and raise your value to the baseball team. And, those little sparks, those little boosts in a game can mean the world to a baseball team. And that's, I thought, was one of those moments tonight, was like, oh, the jolt. Remind yourself, because look, it was a hard series. Even though you split, it's a hard series. There's a couple of those losses that really both of them. Both losses in that series are really, really tough. You feel like you should have won both baseball games, period. And great. I hope you guys can't hear this because my dogs are barking like absolute nut jobs now. Hold on just 1 second. I had to do a little yelling there. This is the show of interruptions tonight. Me sneezing and the dogs barking. I mean, as good as it gets. Thank you for bearing with us here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. But again, if you missed that news just a second ago, Duban apparently okay, according to Chandler Rome, according to Joe Ibotta, tweeted out by Chandler Rome. that he'll be all right and get himself. I'd assume he's probably going to take a day or two off before he's back in the lineup for the Astros. And that's okay. He deserves it after what. But look, if you can get back out there, they kind of need the bats. And right now he's swinging an okay bat. 2 hits tonight for Duban. So we'll see what that. And by the way, another guy that picked up another hit tonight. Slow clap for Ben Gamel. Been a nice pickup so far. Been a real nice pickup this weekend for the Astros. He factored in every game he played in. Good for Ben Gamel. Hopefully that continues for the Astros. I tell you, there's something in the water. Something with they just breed confidence with players when these guys get here that, it's awesome to watch. Let's talk about the Phillies series coming up over the next few days. We'll do that next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Well, you've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Well, we have something a little different for you now. Through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial from NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV and YouTube. That's right. I said that. Free 3-week trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out of market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Just visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to download America's #1 sportsbook. Locked On Astros Postcast on a Sunday night. Thanks for joining us. If you're new to the channel tonight, help us climb. We're still on the move towards 1,800 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button tonight. Come back tomorrow night when the Astros play the Philadelphia Phillies, and we will have a show for you. I, of course, am your host, Michael Connor. If you don't know me, well, I've been around for quite some time covering the Astros on the radio, on the flagship station, pre- and post-game shows for a very long time. And I'm here now in my new world. And we're over 100 shows into this thing, and I am having a great time doing this with you guys every night. I'll peel the curtain back for you guys for a second, too. I genuinely loved my time in radio. It was a great part of my life. The writing was on the wall for me, for my desires, the last couple of years that I just didn't want to do it anymore, to be honest with you. I do not miss preparing pregame shows at all. You know what I love is being able to just come on here and do the postgame show, and that's it. That's my favorite part of this. You shouldn't say it's my favorite part of this. It's my favorite part of the technical side of it, I guess, is just that I could just rip it when it comes to what I watch every single night. I come up with some of the things I want to talk about in my head. We'll put it down there on the little screen, and then we go. And you guys hang out, and you guys rip it through the comments. No, by the way, to the comments, Coco was not in here barking. The show mascot. It was Bear tonight, who has not made an appearance on the show. It's the third dog. We have Coco, of course, and then Brinkley. Brinkley made her appearance a couple of nights ago, but that was Bear that was in here tonight. He's always in here. He's usually very quiet. But somebody opened the garage door a minute ago, so they go nuts when the garage door gets open. They're just weird dogs, man. Dogs, what they do. Those dogs will hopefully not be mad at me tomorrow night for yelling or anything when the Astros play the Philadelphia Phillies, because I would prefer to enjoy the game. We'll see how that goes. Philadelphia's been a lot of up and down in the last couple of months or so. It's been a little bit weird with them. They are still one of the better teams in baseball. I think they beat the Royals earlier today. They've got a 6-game lead over in the AL or NL East. Over their last 10, though, they've started to pick it up a little bit. 6-4. They've won 2 in a row coming into this one. We all know this. They can score. They can mash. They've got guys that can pop it over the fence, whether it's Schwarber, whether it's Harper, Castellanos, even if he's not very good anymore. He can still pop one over the fence. Trey Turner doesn't hit as many home runs anymore, but he can do it. Baum is a problem. They got a lot of guys that can hit. They got the pitching as well to an extent. I think the same kind of story as it was a couple of years ago when these teams faced off in the World Series is you kind of get through their rotation and get to their bullpen. I think that's where you make your hay. Tomorrow night's going to be interesting. It's going to be Zach Wheeler for Philadelphia. It's going to be tough for the Astros. Ronel Blanco for the Astros going in that one. I want to see what he looks like. Very interested in that one. Tuesday's game, going to be Aaron Nola for Philly up against Justin Verlander. I wonder if Verlander will give the salute to the fans when they come in on the bus again that he did when we were in Philadelphia in 2022. Then Wednesday, it's an earlier game, 3:05 on Wednesday. First two games, 5:40. But Wednesday will be Christopher Sanchez up against Spencer Arrighetti, 3:05 for that one. So earlier times this week, you're not going to get me mad at all about that because I will be able to go to bed at a decent time every single night because even though I'm not that old, when it comes to me in my sleep, I have to have it. There's not really anything that comes up from the 2022 World Series. They played each other last year with the new way that the MLB scheduling works. I think it's always fun to be able to play the team that you beat. We'll see how the Philadelphia crowd treats them because it'll be their first time back. I'm sure they'll boo them. Okay. But these are two teams that could see each other again in the World Series this year. It'd be nice to get a little bit of a look at them, see what the Astros can do, and go out there and hopefully mash the ball around a little bit in that ballpark that's very hitter-friendly. And, of course, it matters to both teams, but all these series really matter to the Astros because I mentioned it earlier. You have to keep trying to find a way to stack the wins to get as close as possible to the second-best division leader record in the American League. So, again, tomorrow night, after that one wraps up, the 5:40 first pitch will be live here on this channel talking about it. Appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday night. We will talk tomorrow night after Astros and Phillies right here on the Locked On Astros Postcast.